Twirling wings is a defense against a two-handed shoulder grab from behind. It gets its name from the elbow strikes that you'll execute after stepping and unwinding. So that's how the technique gets its name, twirling wings. Let's take a look. So what happened there? I'm being grabbed, and when the opponent has his firm grip on my shoulders or my coat like this, he could be, go ahead and put your elbows on my back, on my shoulder blades. Yeah, he can be checking my width this way and even pulling me backwards, canceling my height, bend me over, right? So a lot of things can be happening. So the first thing I want to do as he's pulling me, again, I'm being compelled to step back. I'm going to step back with my right between his legs into a right reverse bow, and I'm going to try to buckle his leg like that. It's going to give me balance, it's going to give me this bracing angle, and hopefully it'll disturb his balance. Simultaneous with that is a hammer to the groin. That right there should finish the fight and I can get away. If I need to follow up, my right hand can do a vertical outward block right above his elbow to clear his arm out of my way as I pivot to a right forward bow with a left inward elbow strike to his ribs. From here I can check his arm, I can unwind back to my neutral bow with an inward elbow to his solar plexus. And if possible, I can even allow my right knee to sort of buckle the inside of his right knee. I'm going to check his arm as best I can and fire a side kick to the inside of his knee. From there, you saw me begin my cover out. And then I retraced my steps with a rear crossover back kick. Let's try that from another view. So I'm being pulled back slightly. I buckle and hammer, clear his arm with the inward elbow, check, inward elbow. Now this side kick, just like we've seen in other techniques, if I really catch the inside of his knee, he might very well fall on his back. Go ahead and fall for me. If I push on that, that could be a takedown in and of itself. Let me do that facing away from the camera. So I'm being pulled, you can imagine you're grabbing me. Now, one of the first things I like to do is with my left foot, I like to turn the toes inward slightly before I step back with that buckle. It really makes things feel better when we do that facing you. So you can imagine the bad guy's behind me. Take the left foot, turn it in just slightly before you buckle, and you'll have great stability. If you leave your left foot where it is and you buckle, it feels kind of like you're in a really spread out twist stance and you're going to not have much balance. So again, if I'm doing it with my back to you, turn the left foot in, shoot the right foot back towards 7:30 or 6:30 with a strike to the groin. This is the part I really wanted you to see. Think of it as a vertical outward block when you unwind with your elbow strike. Check his arm, chamber, and elbow. Just a quick review. We'll call this a vertical outward block, and we'll call this an extended outward block. Notice that my hand is further out, my palm is facing you with the extended. The vertical is in closer this way. Like that, vertical. It's really important that when I go for this clear, that I bend your elbow for me. So this, I need to be above this point right here with my vertical outward block. If I'm above it, I can clear his arm completely out of my way for my strike. If I'm not careful and I block here by his wrist, this could turn into an elbow to my face while I'm trying to elbow him in the ribs. And that's bad news, right? So always make sure when you're blocking on the outside of the opponent's arm, it's above the elbow. And the same thing here, when my left hand takes over so that my right can elbow, same spot on the tricep above the elbow. Thanks. Now, let's bring the opponent back out here. Sometimes I see people do the technique without that buckle idea. The opponent's grabbing, and a lot of times people just do a rear crossover into a twist stance. Just step and unwind, trying to get this arm off and elbow. If he's got a really firm grab on my shoulders and he is just not letting go, this, hang on for your life, yeah, real tight. This may not work out so well, right? But a strike to the groin, or two or three of them, will loosen this grip up enough for me to get this arm out of my way and strike. The other concern I have with just stepping to the twist is if he's focused on pulling me backwards and I'm in a twist, I may not have that bracing angle I need, right? But a reverse bow, wherever I land up, hopefully between his legs, is going to help give me some stability. So that's the method I prefer, including that hammer fist. The opponent could very well have one of his feet a little more forward than the other. It might make your buckle a little difficult, but no matter how you do it on the street, I think that reverse bow will give you the balance you need. I think I mentioned this in some other techniques. Try to see the similarities between this and other chokes, right? If he's choking me from behind and perhaps pulling me backwards, right? This could still work, right? I can still hammer to the groin and clear. So don't think of it so much as the attack, but the position. So there you have it for twirling wings.